My cup runneth over. Is there one where my cup runneth under?
Yeah.
Like, is that a thing?
My cuppeth is bare.
Yeah.
So we on now?
Yes.
You never give a signal, so I never know.
We are live.
We are live.
It's very nice.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Make sure we make a bunch of noise. Everyone move their chairs and, adjust their jewelry. And
Sneeze directly into the microphone,
Good Lord, what a pain in the ass way to get started today. I am pissed, man.
Hey, we're up and running. It's good.
Finally.
We do have a good show, and one of the things we always suck at is introductions.
Hey,
So we do have, before he starts talking nonstop,
you know
do
me.
have a guest, John Barron the Cretin.
What's up, guys?
Welcome. Yay.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And then we do have something special here from Jeff, dropped it off to us.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Not alcoholic, but we're still going to taste it. Kind of has to do with what we're going to be doing on today's
Don't
show.
admit that on the air.
But what?
Non-alcoholic.
Well, this is still
You have a
pretty good, though.
reputation to live up to.
It's a Heineken Double Zero.
This is not
Thank you for
alcoholic.
joining us, Mr. Cretin.
This is a maple syrup bourbon barrel aged that we're going to try first. It's going to kind of tie into the show that we're talking about today.
Cool.
This seems like we should get snow and popsicle sticks to make that Canadian candy thing they
yeah.
always do.
I'm down.
Please, hold.
Maple syrup.
There it is. I thought Canadian popsicle sticks was just when you did the Kool-Aid in the ice tray with the syrup or the cellophane over it,
only if you're wearing a jean jacket and jeans while you're doing it. You have to have a Canadian tuxedo while you're making
I
a Canadian
did that once at a
popsicles.
Halloween party. I wore jeans, a blue shirt, and a jean
you.
jacket. What is a Canadian
They
cowboy?
might want to smell it out of the
Yeah, because
bottle
I'm
there.
really not getting anything out of the...
Oh, this actually is syrup.
Yes.
Oh, wow. It
I thought
smells
it was
really good.
okay.
It smells like
I wasn't
syrup.
joking.
This is the thickest bourbon, but then you said non-alcoholic.
That smells good.
I like my bourbon like I like my women.
We're talking
thick
about-
and
Oh, you're going there?
syrupy.
We're talking about maple syrup and bourbon barrel aged
It
stuff
smells
today.
Fantastic.
sweet and syrupy. And then like a hint of smoky to it.
Is it the cup or does it taste like plastic?
Well, you're not supposed to bite the cup.
That's you.
I think it might just be me. I've got a little bit of a cold, so my flavor notes today are going to be
Oh my
fucked.
god.
That's like a
No, that's really good.
That's really
really
good.
good.
Pass that
I do
bottle
like
over
that.
here.
I mean, I want to say sweet, but maple syrup's sweet, so how am I going to say that?
Yeah. I'm definitely going
No,
for a
they're
little bit
definitely,
more.
you do get a good rip of the sweetness right at the beginning, but it finishes like,
Man, that back to you.
I've never
It is
like
almost like
sat
a
down
bourbon
and
at the end.
drank maple syrup.
same.
Neither have I, but it's good.
So if you remember the atomization technique here, you got to do the little slurp.
Is this miso
It's
syrup?
way harder with syrup.
That's the second time he's explained the technique, and the second time he's sucked right into his lungs.
Got him right in the back of the throat.
He's got no gag reflex, but he just gets excited too many times.
Cue intro. Wait, don't turn the channel. You've tuned into High Gravity.
The show where we talk about beer, brewing, and bullshit.
Where the only thing we take seriously is the next round.
So grab a glass.
Fill it with something cold.
And enjoy the show. That's actually really good.
Yeah, that's very
I
good.
like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'd drink it.
I would get diabetic off that, no problem. Hell yeah.
it tastes like
What's
real
that
maple syrup
Wilmer
too.
guy? The diabetes.
Diabetes.
That's all I hear
Yeah.
now.
What's
Oh,
his-
Walter Brimley.
Oh,
Or Wilford
Brimley.
Brimley,
Yeah.
Diabetes.
But from the Family Guy skit, he's like, sometimes it causes me to be aggressive. Last week I struck my wife, then found out she's been dead for 10 years. Then who the hell did I hit?
You need a notebook.
That's classic.
You know
I
what
brought
time?
one.
You know what time you said to cut out?
Well, I'll remember that.
Well, welcome back.
You gotta remember. That's Patreon content only.
That is why I brought a notebook, though, because I started. So some of the episodes, you guys might have noticed, like the last one, there were a couple different ads because when I was editing it, I found the perfect spot for the first one. Mm-hmm. And then I got all the way to the end. I exported it. I'm uploading it to our hosting site and getting everything ready to post. Well, I had it playing in the background. And one of the guys reading goes, "Oh, let's do a commercial here." And then we just kept going, and it was like a minute and a half that I was supposed to cut. And I forgot. So I had to cancel everything, go back, re-edit, put another commercial in.
Oh, jeez.
It worked out great.
So he brought this notebook that he hasn't written in yet.
Yeah. Hey, I
No, he wrote down one thing, one very important thing.
Yeah, for that note for later.
Yeah. for the Patreon content.
Yeah.
The best expensive content.
Yes, exactly. You got to keep that behind a paywall.
Next week we'll talk more about that when we have Becky and Kelly on.
So as I look around the table, I notice that there are a lot of empty glasses.
Yeah, we're thirsty.
We started early and we
I think they're all. I mean, unless we're just couple more of the maples.
couple technological delays here, but we're good.
Yeah, I still don't know what the hell was going on with that. It pissed me off though. My computer kept giving me an error code. So
I honestly thought-
thankfully, Mr. Darrell's got the newest version of the software,
Which is fantastic because the way you were looking for a moment there, I thought that computer was going to go into the drywall at some point. You were looking pretty frustrated.
So it gave me an issue during editing.
Okay.
And it turned out to be a software configuration file.
Yeah, I totally know what those
But-
words mean.
I also am thirsty, Darrell.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's just drink beer.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
IT.
So to keep in the general theme of drinking maple syrup from a bottle and barrel aged.
And barrel aged, yeah.
Well, hold on. What's the phrase you're supposed to say with that?
Huh? You say what they say, a general theme?
Yeah.
So we have a
Different show than we use.
Founders CBS. This is a 2017 bottle. For those who are unaware, CBS is a Canadian breakfast stout, I believe, is what it is.
Okay.
And on the bottle it has a
to match the maple syrup.
Mountie, and he's mounted on his horse. And this was when they still had the Mountie on the bottle. The following years, they took the Mountie off because there was copyright issues or someone was upset.
They dismounted the Mountie.
Some guy named Steve called him and was like, hey, that's me.
Damn it, Steve. But this is an Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels, 11.7% alcohol by volume. There's a Surgeon General warning on the side about not being pregnant and whatnot, but only John is pregnant.
Yeah, I
so
was going to say that might be a problem.
Call me fat, bro.
No, the
No,
other John.
me. We had this conversation.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the conversation earlier.
Yeah, somewhere through the holidays, he managed to get knocked up or fat.
I was whoring around.
Well, never floats your boat, brother.
I put the ho 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 in Christmas this year.
Or the ho 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 in you.
Yes.
All right, so let's get this good, delicious. Psst, here, let's see how it works.
Getting better.
Not bad for a 6-year-old bottle of beer.
The maple syrup one sounded better, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can say right off the get-go by smelling this bottle, that doesn't smell good.
Oh, boy.
Where was the bottle before it came out here is the question.
I'm going to pass this guy your ways.
I'll never tell. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Pass the Dutchie to the left. My bad.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Got to pass the Dutchie to the left.
Actually, I'm going to still leave that with you. I try to keep it away from the recording
That
equipment.
makes a lot of sense.
But, okay, thanks.
Especially with the morning we had. That's all we need is to
Oh my
start
God.
everything off and then
Food on the backup system.
22 ounces of high quality
actually,
beer.
We'll get it fixed.
I'm going to try something a little bit different. She might add a little bit to this. I want to use that with the mix with the maple syrup.
I don't think it's going to save it. I haven't tried it yet, but please give it a smell and tell me what you think, because
It's definitely got like a.
I'll come back to the...
it's got a sour
It's
smell.
got a
to it.
little bit of leaves that have been in the backyard all winter smell to it.
I was thinking habanero.
It's not
Ooh,
great.
yeah,
Like
actually.
a
you already
huge
taste it?
No, I haven't. I just smelled it. The smell is awful.
Huh. That's not so good, eh?
I mean, it's not as bad as it smells.
No, but
No.
it's also not great.
No, it's kind of like flat. Not flat as in not carbonated. Like flat as in
it's-
there's like no flavor.
Yeah,
Bland
the
is that
taste.
word.
Yeah, bland. Yeah, the taste has definitely left it.
You get a little bit of the booze at the end, and then like a tiny bit of the coffee, but there's no maple. But maybe it's just because we just
I'm
drank
gonna- I'm
fucking
gonna-
maple. Like,
Burn down.
Oh, it's just not strong. It tastes a little bit like that sweetness from a maple syrup.
Dude.
Yeah,
But it's...
Oh my God. Mix a little bit of that in with it.
bring the maple back.
I'm bringing maple back.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna. I'm bringing maple back.
way too mellow.
All right. So I'm dead serious. Everybody just rinse your
All right.
your syrup cup out with a little bit of that. Oh my God.
Okay, I still got some syrup left in here, so let's
Yeah.
see what we got here.
So a little splash and just swirl it around a bit.
Bring
wow.
some of that back
So
in
is
there.
this the second beer we haven't been a fan of on the show?
I was like the third or fourth.
Was it okay?
Yeah, because there were the in-between ones that we had the one day that kind of sucked.
That we didn't talk about the names of the company.
Yeah, because they were so bad.
Well, you know what's
and
funny?
then that pumpkin disappointed.
Yeah, pumpkin was disappointing.
What's funny is that when you mentioned the habanero, that smell brought me back to one of my favorites, which is the bourbon barrel Mayan Mocha Stout. That's like one of my tops of all time, and that's got that burn at the back.
We
of
missed
it.
that. It would be 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah,
from
we
when
did
this
have that on
airs.
the,
Yeah.
we
Would
did
have been
drink
2
one of
weeks
those.
back
Yep.
from this airing. We did a bourbon barrel aged Mayan Mocha.
Yeah, that's one of that I've seen that rarely at like Parkway in Clinton Township area, all that kind of stuff.
They've
like
got good selection.
Yep, some of those places. What was the other one on 12 Mile? I think they just closed down. Embassy used to have it for a while because I could always find the normal Mayan Mocha. Around this time of year, I could get it. But the barrel aged is the one, obviously, even in theme with the
what'd you
show,
think, Doug?
that's what you want.
Disappointed.
Even with the maple syrup mix then?
I'm honestly not surprised. Like we've discussed it before. Like KBS kind of has that 2-3 year.
years.
They got a
lifespan.
shelf life, yeah.
And CBS is the same way. I haven't found that to be true with.
Dark Lords.
Yeah, because those. I mean, I think though they've got
Those
them with
just
the
got
wax.
better. Oh my god.
But this was properly stored. It's been stored in the dark, at a stable temperature for these 6 years. I did get this bottle from the CBS release that they had in Grand Rapids at the original brewery. My sister lives out that way, so we went out there for a weekend, and I recall very distinctly my sister saying it was the drunkest she's ever seen a person who's still standing.
Nice.
Now that's an interesting compliment. I would take that with.
Yeah.
You should get like a patch, like a drinking patch or something for that. Like how you get like 3 turkeys, or you get a turkey in bowling and they would give you a little patch?
Yeah.
Like you should get.
I never got one of those.
What
the hell?
I've never gotten a turkey in bowling, so I don't deserve a patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, like we went to a comedy show. Like we went and picked up the beer, and it was so busy we didn't even drink at Founders. And then we went to this comedy show where they've kind of got like the 2-drink minimum.
Yeah.
And so I tried a couple of beers and I didn't like them, so I switched to rum and coke. So I had several beers, then several rum and cokes, and then she happened to know this dude who worked at this wine bar around the corner. So this is like 3 hours west of us. I'm like, okay, we'll stop in and say hi to this friend of yours. And so then I'm drinking wine on top of everything else, and then we went to another bar, and so like I'm the triple drunk.
Yeah, you got everything in you.
And I remember like very much like slurring my words and having trouble with sentences. And my sister's like, well, I'm ready for bed. Do you want to smoke a joint? And I said, sure. And she's like, it was like magic. She's like, after you smoked the joint, you could like talk.
I was gonna say
And,
that
like,
probably brought you back down to earth.
everything was perfectly stable. And so, yeah, it was magical, which I'm just glad that it didn't give me the spinnies and the throw up. But
I think drunkest I've been in public. My buddy and I were drinking at his house before we went to Taco Tuesday. And we had this bottle of Crystal Skull vodka.
Oh, jeez.
I don't remember how much was left, but I killed the rest of it.
Just like the movie, it's not good.
no, the bottles are cool as hell. If you like tequila or agave, the Black Onyx bottle, the Black Skull bottle,
Okay.
is basically agave tequila or vodka.
Crystal Skull Vodka, is that not it's Dan Aykroyd's company,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Or
he
he's
owns-
like
he
the
owns that company.
spokesperson, but that one, I like that one a lot.
Okay.
But I'm not much of a vodka guy.
No,
I
me
killed
neither.
what was left of the bottle. Then we went to the taco place, and it's a little taco place in Wadhams, and it's like a very family event, people with kids and stuff. And I'm sitting there with my buddy, like, am I talking crazy loud? Because I'm drunk as shit,
I was gonna
and I
say-
feel like I'm talking really loud.
The family restaurant is where his drunkest in public story is.
Yeah, but it kept kicking in waves. Like, we left, I got in the car, not driving, of course, and he hands it there, it kicks in. I'm like, whoa,
Yep.
okay. And then a little bit later, I'm sitting in the seat, climbing the booth, and it kicked in. And then another level kicked in, like, oh my God, dude, this is bad.
Yeah.
See, I had that happen to me in the secondary inspection area on our way into Canada. We had
Nice truck.
we used to
I was easily distracted by driving my vehicle.
like
Sorry.
the group of us would pass around to Fifth until it was gone, and then hop in the car to drive
I've
to
done that
Canada.
backroading.
And we had a driver. We had a driver where we were safe. But I had just come from work, so I changed my clothes at my friend's house and we left. And you drink so much alcohol so fast that, and we're only 10 minutes from Sarnia.
Yeah.
So we go across the border, and come to find out, I had left my wallet in my pants at the house.
Oh, no.
So everyone shows their ID at the border, and I'm like, oh, dude. I said, I'm sorry, man. I'm coming from work. I changed my clothes. I left my wallet. And he's like, all right, go into secondary. He's like, can you get your wallet? And I was like, well, I'm in Canada. But fortunately, some of our friends were lagging behind, so we called them, and they went back and got my wallet.
Oh, nice.
But I'm sitting in secondary, like it kind of reminds you of like the Secretary of State, like or the DMV for those who don't have Secretary of State. You're just sitting there, and there's just like this bank of like booths and windows where people are just doing their business, and I'm sitting there like feeling myself getting drunker and drunker and drunker, and my wallet finally shows up, and I have to go up to the counter to show this lady my ID, and I'm just trying to hold it together. I was like, I drank like half a fifth of Captain Morgan in like 10 minutes. And I'm just like feeling my like little 19-year-old brain dissolving, like.
So that's what I've noticed, like with the drunkest I've ever gotten in certain areas. It's just, to me, it's just like when they say somebody abducts you and you never let them take you to a second location. If I stay at the bar that I started at, I can sit there and drink all night. And then the second someone's like, all right, we're going somewhere else, you sit at that second place and you're like, I should not have moved. I was comfortable where I was. I'm unfamiliar with my surroundings. I don't like this. Stranger danger.
I have buddies that like to bar hop a lot when we're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm the type. I prefer one place, hang out there, call it a night.
Exactly.
Maybe a second place, or more often than not.
It definitely helps prevent DUIs too.
Oh, yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that or just the barn and beer, garage beers.
Yep.
That's my favorite thing. But yeah.
Yeah, because when I get unruly, I'm at somebody's house. That's fine.
When the more messed up I get, the more trust issues I have, because I don't like to let go of my faculties or control of what I'm doing around a lot of people I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's very few places I feel safe enough to get lit or be on the buzz.
It's funny you mentioned unruly. I recall. Was it Wednesday night? I think it was Wednesday night.
It was Wednesday night.
We've got an interesting story. I would love to.
Come in.
Sorry, there was a guest at the door.
He really wasn't a guest. He's like one of the owners.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he kind of. It's Darrell's brother.
You're really not letting the veil of mystery. We're trying to say that this place is so popular that people are showing up early in the morning.
So yeah, I was at the bar next door on Wednesday, as was John Barron here.
Yes.
And some interesting goings-ons happened. He kind of let us gave us the cliff notes, but I'd like to hear the full story about what went down Wednesday.
It turned into a very, very interesting evening. I mean, this was for a little bit of the background. Wednesday was my birthday, so I went out with my dad during the day.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And
several months ago.
Yeah, I'm the big 35 now, so I'm definitely going to be
welcome
feeling
to the
these.
club.
Heck yeah! All right, so
Damn, I feel old.
Me and Darrell are older than that. We won't say how much older.
a couple spring chickens over here. But yeah, so
I'm more like a turkey.
So we're doing we're going, we went out, we had some beers at the bowling alley, which was in St. Clair Shores. Then we went to Baffin after that. So we went there.
I love Baffin.
Yep. And
Do you have a mug at Baffin?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm like the only person that doesn't, because the entire wall and ceilings are made up of walls.
If you ever want,
okay,
that's mine.
Good to know.
Go ahead and use.
Perfect. I don't even have to write that down because this is recorded. I can just reference the podcast.
Well, it'll have enough dust on the mug.
Throw a timestamp on that.
There'll be enough dust on the mug
totally
that
missed the note. Sorry, what?
they'll be very convinced that it's they won't know who I am unless even Sean won't remember, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you're now.
yeah, he was the one that was there. He's got the long beard.
Yep.
Should
Sean's
I
great.
bleep that mug number out so not everybody, like all four that listen to us, do it?
Sure. That'll be funny actually if we bleep out the number so that way. Yeah,
I'll
like
make
that.
a note.
Then I will, and then also make a note on that mug number. Yeah, so normal day, and then we went out to dinner after. So, the lady friend who has just moved up here recently with me, she's a big fan of the bar across the street, and so we're like, okay, she met us for dinner. I'm about 8 or 9 beers in right now. She comes to pick me up, and she's like, hey, let's go over to, we'll go hang out and have a drink, which that was the plan. So we go over there, we have our first drink. The second I sit down, this couple comes in and sits at because it was packed in there. So there was
Dude,
only,
it was nuts.
it was, I don't know, it was like some sort of appreciation thing. Real classy.
Fucking rude. We got damn girlfriends. I can't help it. Holy shit.
I saw the name.
Calling.
Is your girlfriend named Phil?
Yeah.
I love how the guy who was at the door saw us podcasting, calls you 5 seconds later.
What you gonna do?
Invite him on. We'll give him a bunch of shit and make it seem like a big deal, like he interrupted us.
Yeah, exactly.
So real quick, before you say that other bar that you guys went to, though, a lot of the people that come here to the brewery, they all go over there.
Yes.
So when you went there, a lot of them that were from here were there that night as well.
Yeah.
Like when I
And that's how
randomly
I
met
heard
you.
about it.
They're in adjoining parking lots. So,
It's Cheers. I mean,
It is.
everyone knows your name.
It's the 1-2 punch combo. It's the second location that I'm okay with going to.
I got a funny note on the
yeah,
one
because it's in the same parking lot.
Yeah.
It's not technically a different place. It just has a different name.
Exactly.
It's called Commercial House for those who give a shit. You know, like that's the owners are wonderful. They're also patrons of the brewery here,
yeah.
and they're all great people.
And they've really made it, since I moved up here, it's a completely different place. It's awesome up there
That place has
right now.
been my home away from home. I started doing karaoke. That's where I get the name Johnny Orange from, was over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a great place.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. So, and then what's interesting about it is since they've taken over ownership, a lot of the old riffraff has kind of gone by the wayside.
Which is nice.
Which is great because, it was a little rough and tumble when I first moved up here. Nothing too terrible. But so anyway, we sit down. There's 4 seats at the end of the bar. Me and Emily, my girlfriend, grab the 2 that are not quite at the end, but next to them. Within 4 minutes, I don't even think we had ordered our drink yet. We may have just ordered one. This couple walks in, screaming at each other.
God damn it, Phil. What the hell? We're going to have to cut this whole
Speaking of
section
people
out
walking
now.
in. But yeah, so this couple walks in, and they are so... I've had 9 beers. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Feeling some kind of way.
Right, but you know how when you're hammered and you can tell how more hammered other people are?
Yeah.
That you're like, how hammered are you? Because I'm wasted and I can visibly, you are photogenically drunk right now. Like it's ridiculous.
Wasn't a short bald guy, was it?
No, I didn't. You know what? To be honest with you, I didn't make a lot of eye contact because they came in and they were screaming at each other right off the rip. Like, to the point where I'm like, there's no way they're going to get served. And they didn't. So they came in and then they sat down and they were waiting for a drink. And then the bartenders were starting to ignore them. And then finally, one of them was like, hey, I can hear you. We're not serving you guys right now. So they continued to fight. Then the guy got up, started walking out, turned to the girl in the middle of the whole bar and said, I'll fucking kill you. And we're all just sitting there like, oh my God, what is going
This is
on?
wilder than what happened the other night there.
So
it gets better.
Needless to say, I'm not making any sort of contact with them. I'm trying to just look. I'm like, oh look, the ground. Oh, look at all this interesting things over
Floor
here.
is made of floor.
Yeah,
My
we're not
go-to.
saying
Hey, look,
saying
beer.
names. So later on, this turned into a couple people found out that they knew it was my birthday because I'm back on Facebook, and they found out from there. So they a couple shots, couple little things like, hey, happy birthday, all that. Turned into a little bit later of a night. No problems, though. We're all having a good time. Then we get to, like, the late part of the night where the owner sees me on camera, and he's like, hey, are you staying? I'm like, oh, I was about to cash out. And he goes, well, I'm going to come up there. You want to grab a birthday drink? And I go, all right. And that's when I should have just said, nah, we're going home. So...
And miss all the fun. Come on now.
everything starts going fine. We're all having a good time. Some guy comes in that we don't know, which sometimes could be a problem there. And I'll take a little bit more while we're at it. Why not?
I like that despite no one liking this beer,
We're still drinking it.
It's still, I'm not going to let it go
I
to
dumped
waste.
mine into my
Exactly,
syrup
yeah,
cup.
exactly.
Like,
We opened it.
I would have dumped this bottle down the sink if
So
this was
did
my
you
house.
like it with the serve, though, or have you tried
No,
it?
I actually
No,
liked
I
it
didn't-
less with the syrup.
Yeah, I
Less?
agree.
Yeah.
What?
The syrup,
agree with
honestly,
I
it
thought
could,
it better.
again, it could be because I'm getting over the cold.
I was
but
about
the
the
syrup
same.
to me has like a plastic forward taste to it. It tastes really good after that, but at first it kind of tastes plasticky to me.
Interesting.
So before you finish
I
your
do.
story, John,
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, you're good.
Philip was outside, snuck around. He's the one that called. He's like, I'll just come in there and listen. So because he just came in and listened, I'm calling him out to say hi.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Hi,
wanna
Phil.
listen.
Closer to the mic.
I just want to listen. I'm just here for the beer.
That was my plan too, and then they stuck a mic in front of my face. I'm like, what the hell? No.
That's how it goes.
But yeah,
So
so
literally how this whole thing hatched.
all that stuff happened. We're having a good time. A couple friends start playing pool with these people that we don't know. I was one of the people playing pool with a good buddy of ours, and I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, I'm standing at the bar in between turns, and one of our very, very large friends who I would never mess with the guy looks like a tank with hand tattoos. You know, like I wouldn't want to mess with him.
He's 6 feet at least.
Just and
Super sweet
he's
dude.
like a
I've never seen him
he's
without
like
a smile.
teddy bear. Yeah, and he just walks over and force pushes. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of.
When I watched the security footage from it last time, it looked like the Force was involved. Like he was a Jedi walking up, put his arms out.
It was
the Force that pushed
it was
him
wild. It looked like I caught
a good night.
Yeah, I caught it out of my periphery because I was like talking to the bartender, and then all of a sudden I just see chairs explode. I'm like, what is going on here? And I guess this guy said a couple things that were just like not cool, and especially, you know, we all joke around, we have a good time, but like we don't know this guy, he doesn't know us, and he was saying some things to the one friend that was my partner.
And everyone there was friends.
Yeah, and we're all buddies, and he just had a switch flip in him, and he shot putted this human. It was wild, dude.
It was at least 25, 30 feet.
He's not
Probably
exaggerating.
Like 8 to 10 feet through the air, and the rest on the ground while he's rolling.
He took out like 3 high tops.
Good one like that in a long time. There was almost a huge fight the other night there. 2 dudes started screaming, Alabama, no, Michigan.
Oh, jeez.
They came that close to getting in a fight.
Of all the things to fight over, like,
Oh, my God. And
I'm going to fight over
again,
sports teams that I neither play for or even went to those schools.
I think this was the night that I met you there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was after you left this all happened.
Okay.
And just remember, because there were a lot of Johns there that night, and we all spell it with an H.
Yeah.
So we all do it right.
We're smart.
Yep. And these guys started going at it. And there's another local bar patron who's just there having a casual drink, and all the buddies try to break it up. And this one guy just egging on. So the Alabama guy, the Michigan guy, and local bar guy is just egging this guy on, Alabama. Meanwhile, the Michigan guys are in between them, so I'm surprised nobody turned around threatening to beat his ass. And
We're all Ohio fans here, right?
Go Buckeyes.
I don't even follow football.
I was gonna say, is that their team? Is that their team name? I'm like, go Tony Pacos. That's what I'm
We all
saying.
gotta watch this big trailer hit the curb.
Yeah, there's a big trailer
curb
outside.
shot it?
Oh, no, he just missed the curb.
No,
oh,
there it
he got it. Oh, okay, good.
At least he didn't take out the stop sign.
Yeah, he missed the sign. Good for him.
Impressive.
That's a
So I
large
really need to
trailer,
close
yeah.
those windows off when we have a podcast. So distracting. Squirrel.
I had the same problem with Keith at the old show. Is when we used to do up in his kitchen, the seat I had faced the road, which was the river. So any cool boat or cool truck that drove by, I'm like, oh, hey, would you look at that? So the audio would go like from here, and then I'm in, and and it was funny as hell. But he got so pissed at it. It's like, you're not even editing this. Why do you care?
So I have to ask. I hate to bring us back to the topic of the hour.
I'm ready to switch here. So
Do we
we can go
do we
back to
want to
it.
be disappointed in another beer?
Yes, I think we should.
I'm hoping not. It's 2018. I'm hoping.
So
this
my
isn't.
my hopes for this is because I was always a bigger KBS than CBS fan. I'm hoping that maybe this one is one of those that kind of held on. Maybe.
Way to ruin the surprise.
I'm sorry. So I peeled the veil back on that one.
So we started off with a 2017 CBS. So
Still founders oriented.
Yep, we're gonna
We'll
go
go a
with a
little further
founder's
down the alphabet.
KBS, which is the base beer for the CBS, to my understanding. This one's
base,
a 2018, which is a highly acclaimed KBS, a flavored stout. Is good for everything a flavored stout ought to be good for. Ale brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in oak bourbon barrels. Ooh. Their O's look like D's, and I'm like, what the fuck is a DAC bourbon barrel?
A dank.
It's a Dak Durbin barrel.
I could see dank.
It's probably.
yeah.
My guess is it's going to taste dank, like dank basement and wet horse blanket.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be.
That's a horrible smell.
You know, those are both tasting notes.
I know.
It drives me nuts. I went out
In the
wine drinking
farmhouse ales.
with Senpai,
Yeah.
and he's like, ooh, it's got that like wet horse blanket, straw, dank basement, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And then come to find out those were actual notes
yeah.
he learned
Really?
in the tasting class. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yep.
the fuck does horse blanket taste like? How do you know?
Yeah.
Did you go suck on a horse blanket? Like,
That was part of that was the final of that class. Yeah, to go.
Gotta go chew a horse blanket.
Well, in the class that I did, they were like judging sheets, and it gives you all the different things what you see or
Like, to judge sheets, does it cotton thread count.
Thread count,
or-
Egyptian cotton. Yeah.
I was describing it. It is a piece of paper. That has your tasting notes, what you see, what the mouthfeel is, what it tastes like, what you smell, all the different things, and it breaks it all down and defines it. I'll have to bring one in.
Horse
Gets
blanket.
you people some culture and how to.
Yeah, we're just trash because we don't know what horse blanket tastes like.
Some of the
I
tastings,
got
like,
horses too. You're welcome to come taste it.
one of the descriptions is wet cardboard.
Yeah.
That's when you oxygenate your beer too much.
Yeah.
So we had an issue here at the brewery where we over oxygenated the beer and we're trying to figure out the taste and we're joking about everything we're looking up is called wet cardboard. We're like, there's no way. We actually got cardboard wet and tasted it.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Really?
It was real.
So you know,
corrugated beer.
that's the thing. Is
So
like,
I know what wet cardboard tastes like.
all these, well, that's like it proves the point. This is like where this stuff originates from. There had to
yeah.
be somebody
that tasted the wet cardboard first or horse
well,
blanket.
that's
Which,
one of
by the way, to what you said earlier, go suck on a horse blanket sounds like something that like your grandpa would say as an insult in the 30s.
Go suck on a horse blanket, Grandpa.
that's one of the tasting notes too of a farmhouse ale. You like one of them will be a manure taste or a manure smell.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty
I
good
love
on that.
farmhouse ales, but no thank you.
I will
I'm
say
good on
some
that.
of them,
Wait,
like the
wait,
real German
pop.
ones.
Let's see how it sounds. Oh,
Okay.
It sounded good, but it was a shitty open. Good try.
it's hard to do. And not
There's still
ruin
something
things.
left in there. Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it by
Well, this is
getting beer on my mic.
I picked the right day to come here
Thank
because this is going to dictate whether or not I ever open my 2013 KBS. So far, the CBS has not made a strong case for me to open that beer.
I remember those tasting phenomenal when they came out
Oh.
too. That was disappointing.
Well, there was a
we
reason
had-
you drove to Grand Rapids to get them.
That smells way the hell better.
We had a 2018 KBS the other day at my party. Johnny
Yeah.
was there, and he was offended when we all tried it, and we were all like, "This sucks," and we're gonna
They
pour it down the
threatened to
drain.
dump it.
Yeah, we are very spoiled at my house. Like, we have no problem dumping beers, like, because I have so many good beers that I'm not gonna waste my liver processing ability on a beer that I hate.
I will never succumb to that level of beer.
No
I'm sorry.
smell.
No.
Smells like a KBS. It smells
Yes.
good. So
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yes.
have that off smell like the CBS.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't smell as bad as the CBS.
Still get a hint of like spice note or like a spicy note on the end though. Like a peppery kind of.
So I would say it seems to me like it's still a little underwhelming, like it's
Yeah, it's
lost
still
some
past
of
its prime.
Yeah, but it's definitely better than the CBS leaps and bounds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it my stuffed nose, or does anyone else get a hint of root beer?
That might be your nose.
I think it's my nose.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I'm fucked today.
Odd
sorry.
little tidbit.
Hey, you can't leave. You're part of it now. I don't give a shit.
Bye, fella.
Odd little tidbit.
Thanks for joining
Are
us.
you guys Bloody Mary people by chance?
Here's to you, snake milker. When the 9-to-5 office job just isn't cutting it, you're the one who says, "Hell yeah, I'll squeeze venom from a snake for a living." Your hands are steady, your heart is fearless, and your nerves are tougher than a rattlesnake's skin. It's not just any man who can look a viper in the eyes and say, "Not today, Satan." Just like you, we don't settle for mediocrity. We brew good damn beers for good damn people. Beers as bold as your career choice, with a kick as powerful as the Eastern Diamondback you milked this morning. So when the day's venom collecting is done, crack open a cold one of our craft beers and remember, you're not just a snake milker, you're a goddamn hero. Salute.
Is that a thing that you do?
I can have one sometimes.
I don't like spice.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. No,
I don't like tomatoes.
I definitely haven't been to a Hot Ones challenge with you while I was crying and looked like I got pepper sprayed. And you're just like, yeah, this one's got a little bit of a kick to it.
I actually made
like,
him
Darryl,
a,
you
a
asshole.
like I make hot honey, and I actually
had
made
it.
Darryl the hottest version I
It
possibly
is
could.
so good. I've been putting it on every.
It is really good. I
If
like it a lot
eat
better.
It's on it.
Is yours the
I've
one
been
that goes
noticing
on
spicy
the
stuff lately.
Yep,
He
on
hasn't
the
been messing
chicken and
with me
waffle?
like he used to.
Yep, yeah,
Yep.
my
I've had
regular
yours.
my regular habanero hot honey is
Very
what they use
good.
at Commercial House for
Very,
the chicken
very
and
good.
waffles.
After that last bout of food poisoning, I can eat peanut butter and onions again, and no stomach or after issues. So I might try starting spicy stuff again.
There you
I'm
go.
excited.
What pepper did you use in your honey?
Which one?
That hot.
Oh, the
Def-
triple X.
Yes.
That's well, it's the same as my hell honey, but it's Apocalypse Scorpion. I just used a lot more of it.
It's
Apocalypse Scorpion?
Yeah, it's the raw pepper itself is the single hottest thing I've ever eaten on its own. It's insane.
Interesting.
But this KBS isn't as bad as I was expecting for
No.
5 years.
No, I would
It's
definitely
not
drink
great.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
but yeah, that quick sidebar. So oddly enough, we would go to a bar in Mount Clemens and they would do a Bloody Mary bar. And they had on tap, they would have, in the
Three
bottles.
Blind Mice?
It is Three Blind Mice. They would have, when they had the beer Bible, full one, and everything was awesome, and they had that huge selection. The one bartender that we knew there, when we would make Bloody Marys, we would take them up to her and she would put like 2 ounces of like the 2015 in here and it would give it like a purplish.
Nice.
It sounds kind of weird, but my God. I mean, you have one of those and you're physically full, but I don't know. It just like cut some of the spice. It made it nice and
Chugging
smooth.
Guinness once. You get real full when you start chugging Guinness.
Irish
The
car
owner of
bombs.
the Three Blind Mice at that time was a beer connoisseur.
Yeah.
If you went downstairs, he had vintage everything.
Oh, yeah.
His
collection was crazy.
That was when that place.
upstairs.
And then he ended up selling the place, I think 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. So oddly
And it
enough,
hasn't been the same. It's good still, but it's not the same as it was.
Oddly enough, not to say any names, but the restaurant we went to for my birthday with my parents before, the couple that split and the one bought Three Blind Mice, the other one owns that bar that we went to.
Oh, I didn't
So
know.
she just moved right down the road because, and she's like, you know what, I'm still gonna do this. Just
when
not.
There was
When that place opened, we were 2 blocks away, and I was
Nice.
super excited.
Oh, goodness.
It was great.
Well, that's fantastic because that place had gone through, what was it, Voodoo Lounge for that forever
It
before
was,
that?
and when we moved into Mount Clemens, they were working on something, and we didn't know what it was. And then one day, Kaylin and I wanted to get dinner, and she's like, "Oh, hey, that new place opened up." And I asked her, I said, "Well, do they have a beer selection? Because I want a good beer." And she's like,
They have the beer
It
selection.
says they have 250 plus beers
Yep.
and like 150
Dude.
whiskeys." And I'm like,
Challenge accepted.
when that
I
place
was like,
first
"Get in the
opened-
fucking car, let's go."
So what do I do? Yeah, what do I do the second night we go? But
I was there 4 or 5
sober
days
up.
a week.
well, what was cool about when that place first opened up, the upstairs used to be like a dance area, and they had a stage
is.
on it, and they
Well,
went.
I haven't been there in a few
Well, they
years.
kind of went back to it, but for a while there, they were running bands out of it, and it was. I mean,
It was
you're-
really cool.
A great sound system, a lot of like good local bands, even ones that turned into like national acts now. They used to play there, back in the day, and it was a really really cool little venue upstairs. Which there
had,
aren't a lot of those around here.
I've been there.
StarCraft make a venue.
I've been there one time.
Waiting on it.
and we were there. Whatever the guy version of the whole like diaper party, baby shower thing is, I never remember the
Diaper
order of that
party,
crap.
yeah.
Sure, whatever. We went there and we were drinking, we were lit, and this group of people kept coming up to us, going, "Hey man, how are you? I remember you from homeroom, man. How you been?" I'm like,
Homeroom.
"Oh, we're great, man. How about you?" And thank you, sir. And we just kept going, we kept going, and finally, they kept trying to get us to join their table. And in hindsight, we should have done this, but they tried to get us up for the group picture at the end of the night, which is we found out the event was a high school class reunion for the class of 1988. It's like, pretty sure you don't remember me from home.
I was about to say,
I wasn't even
the year you
born
were
when
born.
you
I was going to say, I remember you saying specifically that we're both 35, and I was born in 88 when there was like 3 days left to it.
I was born before 88.
Everybody in
Me
that,
too.
everybody from
87.
that group kept coming up to us like, "Hey man, how you been? I remember you." Like, no, you don't. The fuck you
So
do?
that raises 2 questions. 1, how drunk are you? Or 2, how terribly have I aged that you think I was in high school in 1988?
I want to know what this dude who looks like me is doing now.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good though. If you were graduated in '88 and you still look this good,
I mean,
honestly,
exactly.
you aged very well.
I just kind of wish we'd stepped up and took pictures with him now. That would have been great.
That would have been.
Everybody sobers up. Who the fuck is
That's
that guy?
that's a top tier photo bomb. Yeah.
That would have been
Well,
great.
this year
You get a
this-
T-shirt out of it.
This year that starts soon actually. 2024 will be my 20-year class
It is
reunion.
2024.
Yeah, when this comes out, it will be.
20 years for you? Yeah. 07
20
would be
years.
my.
When I
20.
have my reunion, it's just gonna be me.
It's gonna be
So
me.
with a party hat and a kazoo, and when it turns into that,
He's still upset that he was the homeschool kid that finished last in his class.
But last will be first, right?
Yeah,
so I was
exactly.
first.
Yeah, I won't
so
be
who
going. I don't
bullied
care.
who? The upper or the lower classmen here?
Yeah,
Oh,
how
I
did
didn't
that
get
work?
bullied. I never got bullied.
Did your parents buy a set of lockers specifically so you guys could shove each other into them?
We fucked with a brother that will not be named.
He that shall not be named.
Poor guy.
The beer that shall not be named.
Poor little guy.
I wouldn't go that bad of a comparison.
You'll find out his name. You'll find his name out if you subscribe to the Patreon, right?
$29.99 a month.
All the bonus content that you could ever want.
Well, on that note, shall we call it a day and keep drinking?
Yeah,
Or do we want to keep going?
I could get another beer.
Yeah, I'm good for either.
Well, I'll see you next week then.
We've got to make the new guy say goodbye.
Which one?
Good luck and goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Baron the Cretin, for joining us.
Thank you,
where
guys.
Do people hear more from you, or learn, listen
so
from you,
my
or do you
main-
not care for them to follow you? That's okay too. I mean, that's fine. We don't have to. do that.
No, it's cool. I'm booking a bunch of stuff right now. So if you want to hear some live music, I'm going to be all around this area. You can just follow me at Baron the Cretin on Instagram. That's where I post all my stuff.
Yeah, we didn't even get to that.
No.
Well, we
Amazing
will
music player.
Yeah.
put links and stuff
Really
in.
good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So like
That's for
you'll-
part 2.
Yeah. So tune in next week to hear more.
No, next week is Kelly and.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we'll do another one. We'll have
Yeah.
you back, and we'll actually talk.
Hey,
about
as long
why
as
you're
I
here.
get, as long as I didn't get rejected on the first time I get to be a return guest, that makes me happy.
We're
So-
desperate enough for content. You're fine.
Next time, bring your guitar though.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
yeah,
do-
yeah.
Well, there we go.
That'd be awesome. I can plug in quarter-inch.
Oh, there we go. Look
You
at
got
that.
audio out from your.
Johnny's
amp,
used
I
to
assume.
plugging in quarter-inch.
Yeah, you know that. Just
Have a good night again.
Just ask Emily.
Emily, what?
I love it.
I don't know an Emily.
If you didn't learn anything today, at least remember this. Beer is the answer that makes everything better.
Can't remember the question, but who cares when you have a cold one in your hand?
Remember, everybody, drink responsibly, drink high gravity.
Most importantly, drink well.
Okay, not the well. Life's too short for bad beer.
Stay frosty, my friends.